only on Fox 45 News. Sponsored by GILMAN Bedigan.
As Baltimore's high violent crime continues, the city has endured months of lower-level crimes and even shootings that had some Fells Point business owners threatening to withhold their taxes. Other major cities witnessing flash mob thefts of retailers. Well, joining us now to remind us all of our victim rights and holding criminals accountable in civil court, attorneys Charles Gilman with Gilman Bedigan Law Firm. Charles, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tom. It's good to see you.
Yeah, sure. We talk about this. We see the headlines. We see the videos going through other cities. But when we talk about Baltimore here, and let's go to Fells Point. There were multiple shootings that happened over the summer there. There was also other people saying, you know, we were victims of violence, but it doesn't make the headlines or doesn't make the news. We still have some rights. What are they?
Well, in Maryland, it really depends what exactly happened. But the first thing people should know, if you're a victim of crime in Maryland, there is a victims compensation board that you apply. You can make an application to, and it's up to the government whether or not you can derive any benefits from that plan or fund.
Okay.
But the angle that we were looking at more is a civil angle. If you're a victim of a crime, do you have the ability to file a civil lawsuit to recoup any of your damages? And the answer is oftentimes yes. You could obviously sue, or maybe not so obviously, but you can sue the perpetrator of the crime. The problem with that is you can get a judgment, but how do you collect from somebody that doesn't have any assets? The other angle is, and Fells Point maybe not the greatest example, but where some of these flash mobs are, for example, in the malls. If the mall has a chance, or the mall owner has a chance to prevent it by hiring additional security or taking some sort of measures and fails to do so, you may have a civil claim against the owner of the mall or the property for the damages you sustained as a result of being a victim.
Well, Charles, some of these, when we watched the flash mobs, there were some of them that were 60 to 80 vehicles that were involved. People ran into some high-end stores, grabbed merchandise, went out. They arrested some of the people there. They also have a lot of license plates of a lot of the other vehicles that were involved. Can they then impound the car and then use that as collateral against, say, if there is a civil lawsuit, use that as saying, okay, well, I can get some money because I can at least get the value from that car?
Well, that's a great question. So the thing, if you're going to impound somebody's vehicle or take possession of their house or force a sale, you first have to go through the entire process of filing the lawsuit and winning. And then once you win and you have a judgment, yes, you can garnish people's bank accounts if they have them. You can sell their property, including a vehicle. You can force the sale of a house. Okay. But oftentimes, unfortunately, what we see is some of these cars are unfortunately stolen, or they're leveraged, meaning that the debt on the car exceeds the value of the car. So there's a lien holder in front of you before you would even recoup any of the money from the value of that car.
Got you. Yeah. Charles Gilman, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention, though. The victims do have rights. It may be difficult to get to them, but you still do have another avenue of rights there, even after something happens to you. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Tom. And remember, just don't give up.
That's right. Don't give up. We appreciate it. Charles Gilman, Gilman Bedigan. All right. Now we want to get a check with meteorologist